All right, Nick. Coming in live to a little bit of a mess. Disappointment, to say the least. Yeah, I don't know, Nick. This is one of the, this is a tough one.
Yeah, Ashcraft pitched as well as he did. Just yeah,
Blink of an eye, it's gone.
Yeah. Whew.
Let me just also say, for all the people that want to scream and yell about going out and finding guys and getting guys, just because you go out and get somebody doesn't mean that they're actually going to be a solution to any problem that you actually have. And the thing that stinks the most with some of this, and there's nothing with Mole, he's actually thrown the ball relatively well so far for us. I think he's actually been pretty damn good. But some of it's like I kind of like losing with the guys that got us here in the first place. It feels more appropriate at times. Now I know I'm being a little overly critical of Mole here, just because he's and I hope that's how you say it. It's Mole.
It's pronounced M-O-L-E, but it's spelled M-O-L-L.
So anyway, I don't know, man. It's tough watching that guy go out there and give up. But he's been good since he got here, so I have to at least say that. So,
it was the right move. I just didn't work. Luis Ariz is significantly worse against left-handed pitchers. Josh Bell's a switch hitter, but a little worse against left-handed pitchers, and Jazz Chisholm's significantly worse against left-handed pitchers. It's the right move. I can't believe that we've gone in this season to where we're now upset that Ian Jabot didn't save in. Like, I don't really like early in the year it was, this guy stinks, this guy sucks. Like, I don't.
No, yeah. Well, that's what fans are fans, man. It's part of it. We're just like them. We're fans as well. Sitting here feeling like someone just basically beat my dog or something. I don't know. It feels bad. Feels like this was a game that was a big rubber match, a big swing game. I mean, it's actually a 3-game swinger if you want to consider it in the wild card standings, up against the Marlins. So you have the game itself, which is a 2-game swing either way, and then you have the tiebreaker, which is another game. So it's really a 3 games. 3-game advantage either way for each team. So Diaz makes no sense to me. I know you had mentioned right there, but off air, that you think he might be a little tired. But this guy, it's wild to me that there's that big of a difference between a closing opportunity and coming in without a closing opportunity, and how bad and how drastic those splits are.
I don't know if it was that today more so than just, I think this is his 53rd appearance of the year. I don't know. Last year's at 59 for the entire year. I think he might be running out of gas, but I don't know. Who else do you go to there, right? I mean, Sims obviously needs a day off. He's pitched 3 days in a row. It's like you're kind of just at a spot where, I don't know. And Cruz has pitched a lot lately. Yeah. Well, it would be nice to pull off a miracle here.
I mean, it's a 1-run game. I don't know. A miracle is a strong word. And here we sit again. I mean, you can say whatever you want about. We sit here again with 4 runs. 4 runs is I think is a pretty big number versus 3. Don't get me wrong, definitely 2.
Yeah, I mean, I have some serious concerns about the Reds lineup against right-handed pitching. I had it on the J bar when the Reds were winning, so it's something I wanted to talk about today. I mean, I think this lineup against right-handed pitching is not all that good, especially if you have Will Benson and Jake Fraley out.
Well, yeah. Take the two best left-handers that we have in the lineup out.
But I don't know if people like realize like Spencer Steer's been an average hitter against right-handed pitching. Matt McLean has done the bulk of his damage against left-handed pitching. It's a pretty rough lineup against right-handed pitching.
Yeah. That guy really wants to be on TV right there with his hand up. All right, chat. You guys are ahead
I
of
just
me
saw the
for
first
sure.
pitch.
I've not seen any pitches yet. So.
All right, let me know when you see the first pitch. I paused it so we can at least be synced here.
David Robertson comes set. He throws a pitch, swing and a miss. David Robertson catches the ball.
We should be pretty close.
Yeah. Biggest disappointment of the season's this guy for me.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Nick Lodolo.
Well, yeah.
But that's like injury. That's a little different.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Offense, yeah, no question.
Such. What a good outing by Ashcraft. What's up with Will Benson, man?
I thought I was saying something right as we went live. I think Day was giving a report. So anyone in the chat knows, let me know. Jesus. Senzel sucks versus right-handed pitching. I don't. Call up Arroyo if you're going to play him against right-hand pitching this much.
I just don't think he's. Man. It is what it is, man. We just came up to bat. Can we at least admit something as a group? If these young guys aren't going to play above average baseball, this team's average at best. We just ran up there Tyler Stevenson, Nick Senzel, and now Stuart Fairchild to the plate in a one-run game in the bottom of the ninth inning. And we didn't pinch hit for any of them. So now Fairchild, get down, ball.
Attaboy, Fairchild.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right, Ellie. Get lucky. Let's just get lucky and win one.
Got 2 hits today.
What a magical moment this would be. Sit up for this.
Good take. Good take.
Moonshot. Hit one. Hit the tundra sign. This is one of those situations where I just wonder if Ellie's in his mind thinking he's got to do too much almost.
Yeah.
which is understandable in a way. Yeah, it's just bad. I didn't see the ball all that well in regards to pitch recognition, man.
And I think he's just guessing a lot too on top of that.
I agree. I think he does guess a lot. Which, there's certain spots where guessing's okay, but you'd like him just to have the ability to react. Just react and play.
That was a good take.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, John.
He just always got those in his back pocket.
Yeah, would it be a ball? That's like a ball of optimism on that one. Yeah, Stallings saved him a frickin'. Did you see that? That's a smart catcher. He saved him the automatic ball.
You know,
He's gonna run
I
out
saw
of pitch clock.
I saw someone talking about Ellie and the ABS and wondering if that could have had some impact on him. It's always interesting. I don't.
Right. Reds fall 5-4. Had a sizable lead 4-1 late in the ball game. Wasn't able to hold on. And man, I know I wasn't here for some of the tough losses earlier in this week. The last week and a half, last 2 weeks, really, if we're being completely frank, has been absolutely atrocious. Nick, I don't know if there's anything that you really want to get into here before the box score recap, but vibes are low, to say the least, and we're getting close. I don't know if we're there yet, but we're getting close to the line in the sand for the season.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't know if this is worse than Friday. I mean, they both just were brutal losses. Seems like we'd avoided a lot of these all year, and I don't know, maybe it's catching up with us. I don't know. But yeah, this was brutal loss today. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, if you got the box score recap ready to rock, let's do that. There's some things that are worth discussing. This probably won't be the longest show we've ever done because it's it just sucks. That's all there is to say about it. Yeah, let's get the box score recap here really quick, and we'll get into it. Let's do it.
All right, Graham Ashcraft versus Johnny Cueto. It was a scoreless game through the first 3 innings. Top of the 4th, Ashcraft had retired 7 straight batters, but Josh Bell was able to sneak a solo home run into the left field stands. That made it 1-0 Marlins. Bottom of the 4th, the Reds offense had only had 1 base runner through the first 3 2/3 innings against Cueto, but Spencer Steer woke the team up with a home run off the ribbon scoreboard that's attached to the bleachers. That made it a 1-1 game. Joey Votto then got an infield single, and then Christian Encarnacion Strand crushed a home run, 108 off the bat, and just like that, it was 3-1 Reds. In the bottom of the 6th, Matt McClain singled, Joey Votto singled, Votto's 3rd hit of the game, and then Christian Encarnacion Strand singled to make it a 4-1 game. Graham Ashcraft was dominant once again. He allowed just 1 run over 7 innings. His last sinker of the game, pitch number 102, was 99.2. Graham Ashcraft has a 1.94 ERA over his last 8 starts. Reds went to the bullpen in the 8th. Ian Jabot got 2 outs. He did leave 1 runner on base for Sam Mole. He gave up a single to Luis Ariz and then a game-tying 3-run home run to Josh Bell. That tied the game up at 4. In the top of the 9th, Alexis Diaz gave up a solo home run to the Marlins De La Cruz. And then in the bottom of the 9th, Stuart Fairchild did single, but Ellie De La Cruz struck out to end the ball game. Reds lose 5-4.
Yeah, they do lose. Let's get into Graham Ashcraft really quickly. The bright spot of the day, and that's what sucks about it the most. It's like there's some thoughts I have, and I'm trying to reel it in here. My main point right now is that for us to sit here and scream and yell about going out and getting starting pitching and oh, this team needs starting pitching. And I understand why. It was obvious at the time that was the weak spot of this baseball team, but whether Nick Krall seen this, whether the front office, someone else in the front office seen this, I am, if we're going to be somewhat of an optimistic viewpoint here for just a quick second, bear with me here if you're the ones that really want to just smash glass the whole entire show and tell us how the franchise is dead. I understand why you're like that right now, but hear me out for just a second. If we would have traded some higher-end prospects or we would have traded some guys that we might have wanted to rely on the next 2 to 3 years for starting pitching right now when this offense has been abysmal, that would have been salt on the wound. So I'm not suggesting, well, thank God we didn't go get anybody and thank God we didn't trade the farm. I'm not trying to say that. I am trying to say that the starting pitching, for the most part, hasn't been the reason, in my opinion, as to why this slide or skid has happened. I don't know if you agree with that, Nick, but Graham Ashcraft's shove today looked great. Looked great. I don't know what happened in that 3 or 4 start window he had earlier this year. Maybe it was his grandma passing away. That's possible. That's the only real thing that you could point to, Nick, in my opinion, to say, hey, that maybe that was why. Because outside of that little 3 to 4 start window, he's been excellent. So, thankfully, that's one thing that looks optimistic moving forward is that Graham Ashcraft is somewhat back. I don't want to sit here and be like the Texas guy and say Texas is back, and next thing you know, Ashcraft doesn't throw well, and next thing you know, we're back to ground zero. But Ashcraft for you today, and then anything else that you want to discuss.
Well, I mean, one just kind of quick point about the season. It's kind of felt like the Reds have had one glaring problem throughout the season, and it's been different points of the year. First month of the season, it was the offense. The offense stunk. Reds got swept in a 4-game series in Pittsburgh earlier this year, and they only gave up 12 runs. And then it was the offense was cooking, but they were winning all these, super high-scoring games. The pitching wasn't keeping up. Bullpen had been pretty consistent all year, but now maybe it's the bullpen a little bit along with the offense at this point. So the Reds have kind of been able to mask these problems at times all year. And over the last week, some of those have kindly broke through a little bit, I think. But yeah, I mean, we gotta start with Graham Ashcraft. I mean, he was awesome. You can't take anything away from this game, or you can't let what the awfulness of the end of the game take away from him today. Only allowed 5 hard hit balls, got 18 whiffs. I mean, this guy that didn't strike guys out, and he's completely reinvented himself late, and he's getting a lot more swing and miss. He's getting a lot more strikeouts. Hit 100 on the gun at one point, so he's been awesome. And for a year where coming into the year we were counting so much on Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo, and Graham Ashcraft, Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo haven't delivered, mostly because they've been on the injured list. Graham Ashcraft has been the one that stepped up, and he deserves a lot of credit, and he's definitely one piece that we have to feel really, really, really good about for the future.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's more than fair. I know Bell goes to Mole is going to have quite the reaction inside the chat. I see the other thing I see, and I don't know why. And I don't really want to spend a bunch of time on it because I don't think there's that many people that give a rat's tail about it, because there's 250 plus people in here watching right now, and they probably don't want to listen to me have to tell who's your daddy. Who's your daddy keeps getting on Mousecop for asking for likes and wanting to be positive. Listen, if you don't want to like the stream, that's fine. But part of the deal with liking the stream is supporting the show and helping it grow and trying to make this worth it. I don't think you need it. This isn't about me or Nick, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to make this relevant and give a place of when a game's over, a community for people to go and enjoy the bad times and the good times. Right now is the bad times, but we're here and we like to be here. And like I've said a million times, if it wasn't for Nick, this show probably wouldn't exist because the amount of work, effort, and energy it goes into it. So if you like the stream, you like us, it helps us. I get maybe you want to be pessimistic, but I do appreciate Mousecop supporting this show. All right. Bell goes to Mole. The first thing that you did, I sat in this chair, and I kid you not, I looked up at the screen. I pulled Fubo up on the computer here so I could watch the end of the game. And somewhere between me getting out of my car, walking in here, getting everything set up, it was 4-1, and it legitimately was 4-4. How that happened, I'll be honest, I didn't even get a chance to see it. Obviously, you walked me through it, and you said, listen, I think it was the right decision, it just didn't work out. And you already kind of hinted to that during right there before the box score recap. But just in your general terms, splits were heavily in favor of throwing a lefty, and Mole didn't deliver. Is that pretty much the baseline of it?
Yeah, I mean, there's more to it than just this one thing. But look no further than there's 2 outs in the 8th inning. You need 1 more out, and you get out of that inning with a 3-run lead. Luis Arraez comes to the plate. Luis Arraez has a career .340 batting average against right-handed pitching. He has a .283 career batting average against left-handed pitching. Sam Mole has dominated left-handed batters all year. Luis Arraez is a left-handed batter. Sam Mole came in. Arraez got a single. The next batter, Josh Bell, has lesser numbers in his career against left-handed pitching. It's not a drastic. He's a switch hitter. It's close. But the first batter, you need 1 out. It's like 50-something points higher batting average. Like it sometimes the right move just doesn't work. I do not understand how anyone could be upset at that one after you maybe get past the emotion of it. It was the right move. There's not a manager in baseball that would have made a different move than David Bell did. Not a single manager.
Yeah, I'm not going to get overly critical about it because I don't know enough about it, if we're being honest. I think that sometimes you get on these shows and sometimes, some people might want to make a huge point or start screaming and yelling inside of a microphone. And yeah, I do get passionate at times, but when I get passionate, it's about things that I actually believe in. It's not a shtick. It's things that are truthful, in my opinion. I just don't get fired up about this. I don't. It doesn't move the needle for me. I'm not going to sit here and scream and yell because he went to a lefty when lefty splits look to be more important. Who's your daddy with the super chat says has nothing to do with liking the show. Laugh out loud. Jesus. Listen, who's your daddy? You've been in here since the beginning. I'm not trying to get on you. I'm just saying, like, hey, let's reel back in here. We're not gonna start fighting with our own family members here because somebody overcooked the spaghetti and nobody's able to eat for the next 30 minutes and we're all pissed off. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just want to discuss the direction of what we expect moving forward. The fourth inning you have is a wake up call. I assume you mean the offense.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
feels a lot less.
Yeah, you put
of a
that
wake-up
you
call
put that in a little earlier.
in like the sixth inning.
CES looked good.
Yeah.
He hit some balls really hard. Steers had some bad luck, man. He's hit some balls hard that were right on the screws that have been right at guys. Yeah, he hit a home run today, but thankfully he hit it out because otherwise it seems like it would have been caught. Caught. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, we're in a position right now, Nick, where it can go one of two ways. The wheels could fall off. This team comes back down to earth. Some injuries have happened. Depth's a problem. We're ahead of schedule. Young guys aren't as good as we think that they were about a month ago. And all in all, Reds finish in third place. Six games back of the first place Milwaukee Brewers and or Chicago Cubs. Or if you told me this team got scorching hot, hotter than the sun in September and went to the NLCS, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. It can go both directions as easy as the other one. I don't think there's one way where you could say, oh, it's definitely going to go that way or it's definitely going to go that way. NLCS might be a little bit of a stretch, but it wouldn't shock me if they at least made it to the divisional round. They win their 3-game series against whoever they play. What icing on the cake would be, the icing on the cake for this season would be, Nick, is if somehow they did pick up that wild card spot and they had to go play the Brewers in Milwaukee and they beat them. That would be hilarious. That'd be laugh out loud funny. That'd be like, that would show you the real issue with Major League Baseball and their playoff system. You play 162 games. One team dominates the other team. One team wins the division, and the other team strolls up there and gets hot for 2 days, and the next thing you know, it doesn't matter. All those 8-9 months that you guys just grinded through, it doesn't matter because the last 2 days you weren't good enough to beat the other team, even though you're like 11-2 against them during the regular season.
Yeah, I'd say they should have got a bye. That's their problem.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Benson, that's a problem. If he's hurt, that's a problem. You can't have Fraley and Benson hurt at the same time, Nick.
Yeah, we were going through those first 4 innings, and it was dark. I was like, I pulled up the splits, and my head went down. Like it's rough. I don't think enough people probably realize how much of Spencer Steer and Matt McLain's value is against left-handed pitching, which is fine. But like Spencer Steer came into today with a 100 weighted runs created plus against right-handed pitching, and there's nothing wrong with that. Eugenio Suarez and Nick Castellanos are players that have made a living out of being average to slightly above average hitters against right-handed pitching that just absolutely crushed left-handed pitching. But Benson and Fraley, I mean, Benson's at 148 weighted runs created plus. Fraley's at 126, and I think he's better than that. I think if he has a little more time. I think but 126 is still really good.
Right.
Then it's McLain at 117, and then it really starts dropping off. I guess CES is a guy that I think, even though he is a right-hander, could hit right-handed pitching a lot better. But this is not a good lineup at all against right-handed pitching with those two guys out. It doesn't matter if you put Fairchild, doesn't matter if you call up whoever. There's no one like that can replace those two in the entire Reds organization.
Yeah, I'm with you. Not to jump subjects around and around. I'll leave it at this. This team is not good enough to have depth problems right now. They're just not. 2 to 3 years from now, I think they will be. And I know people are tired of hearing about 2 to 3 years from now. So I'm not even going to get into that. There's no reason to talk about 2 to 3 years from now. They still have a chance to win this division. We're not going to get into that discussion. But if you were to want to say before, like I said, we have no idea what most of these guys back of their baseball cards look like. We have no idea what the back of the baseball cards of most of these guys we run out there every day look like. Outside of Nick Senzel, Joey Votto, I would even tell you don't know what you're going to get because he's been hurt and you don't know. But I know what Nick Senzel's back of his baseball card looks like. I can tell you that.
Nick Senzel being bad against right-handed pitching might be the only thing I know is absolute true.
Yeah.
And maybe I think Steer for sure is going to mash lefties. But yeah, I mean, everyone else is kind of like, I don't really know what they are. I mean, honestly, we have to hope and pray Ellie De La Cruz gets hot.
That's it.
We're scorching hot. I mean, that's like.
Can we be honest with ourselves? He's sucked. He's played terrible. And you know what? It doesn't mean that he's a bad player. I'm so tired of people like killing him. But if we want to sit here and point to like what's changed, that's changed. I mean, that's how big of an impact he made when he came up here. The guy got on base. He hit home runs. He was an energy ball. It's hard to be a ball of energy in a bright spot, Nick, when you're struggling. It just is. That doesn't work. I mean, I wish I could. Okay, the only thing I would say that actually will piss me off is at some point I get what Bill James said. I have not given in. That's not the right word to use. I have come to the understanding of what everybody means when it comes to what a lineup card is and the chances of it mattering. But good God almighty, can we at least just admit that if we said, okay, these guys were playing this well with this lineup card and these guys were playing this well with this lineup card, at some point, let's just give it a shot. It might not work. You probably are right. But this is one of those deals where you're at a loss and you've been trying to fix a problem for like, you ever lost something, Nick? Have you ever lost something at your house? You can't find the remote. You can't find the keys. You start looking in some crazy ass places. You're like, did I accidentally leave that in my pocket and threw it in the washer? And you're digging through your washer looking for something that's not even there. That's where I feel like we're at for the lineup. Let's go. Let's just give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. It might not work. Your keys probably aren't in the bottom of the sink. But let's look there. You never know. Something crazy could happen. I don't know. I just, that's where I'm at this point. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not, maybe this is a rant or not a rant. It's not about that. It's more or less just me saying it's not going well and it's not been going well for quite some time. Let's put Ellie back in the 3 or 4 hole, 5 hole, whatever hole you want to put him in, and get him back out of the leadoff spot and see if in his young, unmature mind, he goes back to being a little more relaxed. Because when he got put in the leadoff spot, his immature brain might have made him think he has to be more than what he was before, and that's just not the truth. Maybe Jonathan India will come back and be the leadoff man Friday, and we'll hit the ground running, Nick, and everybody will say Jonathan India is a leader. He's a guy that you can't trade, and he's one of the biggest components to make this team go. And at that point, I'll shut up forever about it. I won't ever make fun of the fact that Jonathan India is not a leader again if he comes back and they start playing well.
Yeah, I bat Jonathan India leadoff on Friday. I'm with you. Let's do it. What is it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt anything. I think Ellie's struggles are more than just batting leadoff. I think he was struggling before he got moved to leadoff. I think saying him batting leadoff is the reason he's struggling. I don't think that has any value. I think it's just him learning is the thing. But sure, bat India leadoff on Friday. I support it. I have no issue with it. But at the end of the day, it does not matter if Ellie's batting first, if Ellie's batting fifth, or Ellie's batting ninth. If Ellie De La Cruz does not perform well, especially with Fraley and Benson out, this team's going nowhere. So when you lay your head on the pillow tonight, pray that Ellie De La Cruz figures it out if you want the Reds to have any chance this year, because they have no chance without Ellie De La Cruz playing like he played in July. Yeah. They just don't.
Yeah, it's that we're in a tough spot. We all love the Reds. The Reds are not loving us back right now, and that's okay. That's part of this thing. It's part of fandom. It's part of what makes the highs the highs. I know you don't want to hear that, but it's part of the truth. We've been to the depths of hell as Reds fans. you'd like to think at some point we're going to get to the mountaintop, and I still think we will get to the mountaintop. I was hoping it'd be a little bit sooner than I was expecting it to be. The expectations, without question, changed in this team, and they rightfully should have. It's a wait-and-see game now, because I think the biggest thing they're fighting at this point is a mental hurdle to get over. I think that this team's playing stressed. They don't look like they're playing free. They're hoping things happen instead of expecting things to happen. There's just a big difference in the vibes around this team right now. And some of that's injury. You don't have Jonathan India. You don't have Jake Fraley. If Will Benson's out now, that changes things. Ellie De La Cruz has not been as good as nowhere close to as good as he was when he first came up. So we'll see what happens. Matt McLean, he deserves an opportunity to cool off a little bit. He was never going to maintain what he was doing all year long. Spencer Steer, it's good to see him hitting balls hard again. CES, hopefully he gets going. Joey Votto is one of those guys that I don't know how many times he's going to be able to hit, a good left-handed pitcher. Listen, if it's a bad left-handed pitcher, he's proven that he can actually do some damage against bad left-handed pitching. It's just that anytime he faces a little bit of above-average arm from the left-handed side, it's not good. We'll see how it goes. But anything else that you want to add, Nick, before we do the who, what, when, where, and why?
No, I don't have anything.
Who, what, when, where, and why? Reds MLB. Well, how about that?
Yeah, Bats down 5-2 to St. Paul right now. If you're watching, there's who's playing tonight. And, Reds and Pirates on Friday.
Need it.
The Pirates are playing tonight and tomorrow against the Braves, so hopefully the Braves can wear them out. Since May 1st, Pirates have the worst record in the National League, and the Reds are due to beat the crap out of the Pirates. Reds 2-5 against the Pirates this year. Got swept in a 4-game series against Pittsburgh in April. But despite being 2-5, the Reds have only been outscored 20-19 in 7 games against the Pirates. Reds have also lost 7 straight games at PNC Park, so they're due to come in and beat the shit out of the Pirates. So let's make it happen. Andrew Abbott for the Reds. Need him. He's struggled, got an ERA of 10 over his last 2 starts, walked 8 batters in 9 innings, never faced the Pirates before. And Pirates haven't confirmed it yet, but Fangraphs projects that Johan Oviedo will be pitching, and he just has a 0.90 ERA over his last 3 starts through 7 shutout innings against Milwaukee, allowing just 2 hits his last time out. So hopefully the Pirates do something stupid and he doesn't pitch. But rest of the series Saturday, Luis Ortiz, of the guy in line, not scheduled, against Brandon Williamson. Brandon Williamson is confirmed, and then Sunday it would be Mitch Keller against Luke Weaver.
We shall see. I do see some people in the chat asking about the shows. Obviously, today Paul mentioned where he obviously he's gonna mention what he's doing next, but I don't want to spoil that. But happy for Paul. I know they broke that news today on Off the Bench. Sometimes it sucks when you're around people a lot, and then they have other opportunities, and that happens. It's going to happen at Chatterbox. I will tell you that we have a lot of things planned, a lot of shows planned. We've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes to try to create some content here in the fall moving forward. This show has opened our eyes to some opportunities of things that we think that we should be doing that we have not been doing in the past. So we'll see where it goes. At the end of the day, Chatterbox, will survive in advance. Thom right now has been with his family, and hopefully today I get some word back on the expectation on when he'll be able to be back. But nonetheless, your boy might have to go back to the studios here for a short amount of time until we get the ship back on track. We'll see how that goes. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, shout out to Big League Paul. You can either thank him or blame him why I'm here at Chatterbox. Probably wouldn't have come without Big League Paul's connection, and just the fact that he jumped onto Chatterbox really made me think that's where I got to be, because I'm a big Paul Fritchner fan, and he's a great dude. I was sad, man. Watching that today on Off the Bench.
Sure.
That was brutal, and then And then at the end of this game, man, it's been an emotional day here.
Yeah.
But the Rockies just tied the Brewers at 5, so let's please God, give us this.
Yeah, we need some help around here. Things are tough. No, I listen. If anything, I'd say I am proud of the culture that we have. I am proud of the work environment we've built. I am proud of those types of things. I think that if anything, it proved that. It proved that we do care about what we're doing. If anything, so we'll see what the like I said, we'll see what the next stop brings. We'll see what the show ultimately involves itself into. But nonetheless, it's not like we're not folding up shop here, people, as you probably know. All right. Hopefully the Reds can figure it out. It'd be really nice to see them win some more baseball games. That'd be cool. Thom did not quit. No, I don't want to put rumors out there. Thom did not quit. Thom is not left Chatterbox. Thom is getting his family situated with school and all those types of things. He took a vacation with that. The fall is a very, very busy time for us with obviously the football season and then also the opportunity of Reds making the postseason, which has changed dramatically since he took some time off. But main point is that we expect the fall to be very, very busy and sometimes you need to make time for your family. And that's what he'll be doing. So
enjoy the off day tomorrow, folks. We all need it. I don't even think I'm going to do a Chatterbox Reds podcast for Friday. Yeah, I think I'm taking the day off. I'm going to recharge the batteries. We'll be back Friday, and we're going to beat the shit out of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's go.
If we sweep the Pittsburgh Pirates, not easy to sweep anybody, but if there's anybody to sweep, it's the Pittsburgh Pirates.
They owe it. They owe it to them. They owe it to the city of Pittsburgh. Go in there, beat them down.
I agree.
Let's go.
Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, Nick. Till next time, much love to everybody. Take care of yourselves. Go download, rate, review Chatterbox Reds if you haven't already. Times are tough. I'm not naive to that, but I also do want to say thank you for watching this dumb show. Got a lot of people in here. Much love to you. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the off day tomorrow.